All right, everybody, welcome back to episode 2 of Wiki Death, where we do a project live from start to finish. So we're going to pick up where we left off, which was finishing the data scraping of the list of deaths for Wikipedia page. Where we left off, we were getting a little bit stumped. So hopefully, after taking a break and some fresh eyes, it will go a little more smoothly. All right, so if I remember correctly, we're having some issues getting the date for the previous, for the nested people. So I'm just gonna actually delete it and start fresh. All right, let me like rethink this. What we really want to do, we wanted to grab the parent, so it's still called parent li. So we really wanted to grab the parent of, go back here. So is in one of these ones, so this would be the li we're currently on. So this would be the parent, and this would be the S parent. So we definitely want the double parent. I think that works. And then what we want to do is parent li find a. We want to find the a tags, and it's going to get everything in here. But then we'll just try to grab that first one. And I believe there is a first with Cheerio. And we want to do the same thing, grab the attribute title. I think this is going to work. And hit down. All right. Let's. Hey. All right, we're good. It looks like we're grabbing the years for everything. So now we've got nicely formatted the name, the link, the year of birth, the date of death. I think we should actually also pass the year in here, so then we can have the year and the date of death. So let's see, in parse li, let's make this a little more legible. So we'll move it to another line. So it'll actually, we'll pass it in as an object. So we'll pass in the selector, which is going to be this, and then year, which I guess will be in file, actually. So if we just strip it out of file, we should be able to get it. Year equals file. Look like, oh, it's just a year. It's that'll be the year. And remember, we're mapping over this, so we're actually going to have to return thing. So now this is expecting it to be an object. Actually, make the font a little bit bigger. Hopefully that's even more legible. All right, so now expect cell and year. And let's go ahead and, so what does our date look like? Date of death, let's just add a property of death equals year. It's a little redundant, but. Okay. So I got all those things, and now instead of console logging it, we're actually going to return it. No, that's just really massive. Okay, so now we'll just return it. And so we're returning this value. So now output should be an array of all the people with all those attributes. And let's just go ahead and console.log output. Oh. Maybe the map function doesn't do what I think it does. Map. It's not doing what I think it does. That's unfortunate. All right, so I guess we'll just do an each, and output will be array, and we'll simply just push a new value. Output. There we go. Something is undefined. Date. It's a lot of undefineds. That's interesting. Oh, right, because some of them go inside of here and then return nothing. So we actually want to, I mean, it would be better to filter it first, but we can actually go ahead and just do return null. So basically, if it's one of those nested ones, it will return null. Then it will only push the value, let's say const, and we'll only push it if it's not null. Also, I'm realizing I did the replace wrong. I never replace it with nothing. So that's why it says 2015 undefined. There we go. We have a nice array. Everything looks good in there. Give me a pause while I check Slack. Okay, sorry about that. All right, so this is looking good. I think there's something else actually I wanted to grab. Yeah, I want to see if we can actually grab this description. Let's see how trivial that is. So the problem is it's kind of like nestled in between everything. So maybe we'll just actually grab the whole sentence. Well, first let's just grab the whole sentence and see how that goes. So another thing we want to get in here is description. So let's say, I think it's simply just the selector dot text. Let's start with that, see how it goes. Yep, so that's cool. So we actually, this is kind of like redundant, so maybe we'll strip out that. And then this is the other thing we'll have to strip out. So I think we'll just do a little regex or replace here, really. So regex would be better, but I'm not a regex expert. So we'll first, for these ones, we'll look for the first, maybe we look for the month. Actually, I'm not really sure what the best method here is. I know what we can do. This is kind of sneaky. We can grab the text, since that's already the A tag, and then just do a replace and basically just delete it. So let's start with that. So we know that if there's 3 tags, then we know that there's a date in here. So let's do another conditional. So but we can, yeah, we're going to be modifying description. So let's say, description equals text. Actually, if equals null, if num a tags equals 3, then we want to, let's see, we already have the date there, so we can just use that. We can say description equals text dot replace date of death, and we know it always looks like that, and just replace that empty with an empty string. Otherwise, description equals text. It still is there. I wonder why. That did it. It was just the type of dash. So that's good, but we still have this on the end here. So now I guess we want to look for the last index of this and truncate it. So, and we can actually do this as a conditional. Let's see. So it's maybe a couple processing things to do here. Result could be description. Like it's not good for folks. So I know we want to look for the last index of that. So let's just start by writing it const the index equals, I'm going to call this something else. Call this sentence. These are terrible variable names. I'm sorry. I'll just do it as a ternary operator. Now let's grab the sentence. Let's grab sentence last index of. All right, and then we say text dot substring 0, b index. I think we're good to go here. Sweet. Oh no, it didn't work for those. Oh shucks. Let's see. Text replaced death. Maybe it's having that. Let's see. Oh, that's working. Oh, because I didn't do the right thing. Okay. And then actually, it looks like there's always the name there too, so we can probably just strip that. Might as well while we're at it. So we have the name right there. Also say, say word sentence. Name equals sentence. First. It's name, comma. And things. Awesome. So Australian writer, American chemist, British actress, first president of Bulgaria, American actress, king of, yeah. All right, looks great. I think we're done here. So now the last step is to actually just go ahead and do, right, we're just doing January 2015. So let's string out the other. So now instead of just doing month 0, we're actually going to loop through and do all the months. So this is just a single month. So this needs to be all looped. So we'll say month stop, and we'll map over the months. Map month. And here, month. Let's create an output, and then we're going to want to return that output. So now this is going to be people in each month. People. And it's going to be an array in each within each of those, but we actually want to flatten that, right? Because we already have the months, so we can say people by month. So here's a little trick to flatten an array of arrays. Create a new empty array and do the spread operator. And we return that. We extract people, and now we've got one of those for each year. So now we have const people year. And I think we can just do the same thing. Const flat people equals array concat week spread operator people by year. And I'm pretty sure we have a single flat array of all the people. Let's log that out and see what breaks. Hey, nothing broke. Though I am, oh, we also just, we haven't removed our dot slice. So this is only doing 2015. All of them. Look at that, like a couple thousand people. And it looks good. This is year of death 2015. That doesn't seem right. Unless it did in reverse. Well, let's write this to the CSV. So now actually to write it as a CSV, we could just write it as JSON, but I usually like to work with CSVs if we don't have nested data, which we don't. So let's install D3 and make sure we import it. And now we can simply say const output, I guess, equals d3.csv format. And we need to tell it what, which is 5 people. And we need to tell it then we just simply write it out. So fs.write file sync going output slash what are we calling this? I guess just people. People. That would be good for now. All people, really. That's descriptive. 2015 to 2018. And we're doing output. And let's also just make sure to make derp output just in case that didn't exist. Output. Now let's go ahead and run that. All right, let's see what we ended up with. If we look at all depth 2015, 2018, look at that. We've got a nice CSV. So far, it's looking great. By the way, I'm using this plugin for color coordinating CSVs, which is super awesome when trying to scan stuff. And we can see here we're at 2016, so it looks like it's working. Wow, that's a lot. All right, 1400. And look at that, we're up to June 25th. So we're good. So that's exciting. Now we have all of our data, at least all the people that we want to deal with. I think, well, first let's make sure we commit this. Yeah. Add her all. So let's actually go back to our Google Doc. And so we've done step 1, which is great. Let's give that a little strike through. Feel like a little accomplished. Yeah, so I guess now the next big thing is to get the daily page views. So let's kind of start sinking our teeth into that API. I think there's a couple things we want to think about here. The first, and I think I might have noted this, is normalizing it by overall traffic per day. So we're really going to want to do a fair comparison because obviously there's differences in daily traffic, weekly traffic, and obviously yearly traffic. So I think it makes most sense if you're doing this across time is to look at the percent of total page views. So we're going to want the daily page views for each Wikipedia at large. So that's something we're going to want to do. And did I actually install? Yeah, I think I installed one of the wiki libraries. I think I mentioned there's a page views one, so let's check that one out as well. Okay, so it's just called page views. Okay, sorry, I got something in my eye. Oh, it's painful. Okay, so we've got that installed. Let's look at, we've got year pages, all data. All right, so we're gonna want another script. And this one is, what is it gonna do? It's going to, let's just maybe get all, let's just get Wikipedia page views. So that'll be its own task. Get wiki page views. And let's just, we're gonna be using some of these things. And actually, let's go back to page. Page views. Okay, we're actually, I don't think we're going to use this one. I think we're just going to use page views. Page views. All right, so I've got the docs open here. Let's take a look. So this is article page views, which we will want. Multiple articles, this is what we want. That's just like straight up what we want. Sweet, we might not even have to loop. So get aggregated pages to a single project. I'm only going to be looking at English Wikipedia. We could certainly expand it, but I think for the purposes of this story, I'm comfortable just looking at English Wikipedia. We've already know that we're going to be starting, what is it, 2015, 07, 01. This is saying it needs hours, so maybe just put 00. And we'll be stopping. Ideally, I mean, we could just create a new date thing. We're able to just hard code in today, 26th of June. 6. We'll eventually want this to be July 1st. Once we're there, we are not there. So let's just convert this to a function. And all it's doing is logging it out. So yeah, let's just save it down. And let's also bring in D3 again. .csv result. That's that right file. Same. Output / wiki page views.csv output. And this is just verbose. And let's do the whole make derp. That looks nice. I'll run it and see if it works. Totally lost my terminal. Okay. Yeah. That didn't work. Let's go ahead and see if we actually got a result. Oh, we totally did. Maybe it can't query that many at once. So it's paginating our results. Oh, shoot, hourly. We don't want hourly data. Let's go and change those settings. That's way too many results. because we only have daily results for the people, so it seems silly to do. So let's see, agent and granularity. Let's put it here, agent. I believe it's a user. Let's see. Okay, bad docs. Let's go to the let's look for options. There we go, user. User and granularity is on hourly. Maybe it'll just be daily. All right, let's run that again. Why not know used? I'm not doing that wrong. Looks good. Oh, it's nested. Items, and then it's just items. So page views. That's very nice looking. Let's gut check this. That's 243 million page views. Wait, that's not how you do that. Oh yeah, it is. Pages. Cool. So let's see. 2015 it was 24,000. That's interesting. It's pretty consistent in traffic. Oh yeah. Once. Damn, what happened on that day? We got February 27th. I don't care about this day in history. I care about today. Whatever. Excuse me. All right, so that worked. That's great. That was an easy script. The next thing we want to do is get the daily page views for each person. So let's create another script. Might as well use this as a template. Get people page views. All right, so this one, we don't need Cheerio. There we go. This one, we want the single article. We could do multiple, but I have a feeling there's a limit. So it probably just makes sense to loop through. Yeah, okay. So let's start here. Article is going to be filled in. I think it's going to be their name. Project, we're going to keep it English Wiki. Start date. Oops, we should have copied this stuff over. This one, though, probably doesn't take hours. Yeah, see, it doesn't take hours. Cool. Same thing here. this time, buying the same thing. Let's see. Let's create a file for each person. So let's make a folder. Put see what our naming convention is looking like here. Wiki page views. So we'll just call this people page views. Cool. People page views. There. There. We'll need some sort of name here. Is equals null, and what's the other thing we need? We need name as well. So let's see. Function it. Let's say query, because that's what really it is. It's a query. And also it's asynchronous, so we can actually go ahead and do it asynchronously. Let's see. So the poor man's way of doing it, I suppose, is, let's say, well, first, let's do this one step at a time. So query is going to expect, I guess, just the name, because right now, if we look at our, all deaths data, there's no ID or anything. And I guess this works, but I don't know how I feel about all that nastiness. I guess that'll work in a file name. There's no reason it shouldn't. I guess that's what we'll use. Or we could basically, no, yeah, let's do that. But it also has the slashes, which I'm not, let's see. All right, we'll just hack off the wiki. Anyways, sorry. So query will expect, we'll just bring in the whole object. Person. Is going to be person dot link dot replace wiki. And then it's going to get the page view. Oh, so this is what's going to happen. First, function. So first we need to load in that all deaths thing. So const equals fs.read file sync. But all, what was it all? That's 2015. CSV. Date format. And we actually, that's just a file. So now we actually do ddp.csv parts. And now it's in nice like JSON-ish format. And first, let's just go ahead and that. alias for this. People, pages. Cool. So we've got our data loaded in, which is nice. And we don't care about them being integers or anything, just numbers. So we'll leave them as strings for now. So now the way we could just loop through, but then it's going to fire up all these requests at once. And there's a rate limit, I'm assuming, for Wikipedia. So we don't want to do that. Let's see if it has that explicitly. There you go, 200 requests per second. So let's try to be diligent about that. And that's also quite an awesome rate limit. The quick and dirty way, we could do this with like async await. I'm just gonna do a simple callback kind of loop thing. So start with I, let end equal data.length. And kick it off immediately. And inside of here, we'll say query data of I, and then expect a callback. And in here, we say I plus plus, or plus equals 1. If I is less than n, do it again. Otherwise, we're done. That's all there is to it. So that will do one at a time, which means the query needs to have a callback, and it needs to execute the callback, and we will wait until the then is satisfied. So we'll say callback here, and then if there's an error for some reason, let's also and we'll still do the callback so it can move on, but we'll know that one of them broke. Actually, let's go ahead and so let's see. So I kind of keep tabs of where we are. So console.log I of end. So you kind of will know where we are. We'll get some progress updates. And let's see, what am I missing here? Oh yeah, so we've got the ID. That doesn't mean anything yet. Oh, let's see, ID CSV. Name needs to be person.name. I'm hoping that works. We'll find out if it doesn't quite work. It seems like this API handles kind of spaces and stuff, so it should be good. And so that's writing out. Oh, that needs to be a variable. I'll put it there. So let's walk through this. So it loads the data. We set an end goal. We have this function, and then we execute that function. And it steps through, logs that out, does a query passing the first item, creates the ID, does a query, outputs, formats CSV, creates the folder, writes it out, tells it to execute the callback. Same with the catch, executes the callback here. We're not passing anything since we handled the write inside of there. Then we're saying increase I. If it's under, keep going. Otherwise, we're done. And it should just terminate. I think this works. Let's go ahead and find out. That seems nice. And it's also kind of slow. So it means it's probably hitting the API since it's not blistering through it. So let's go look if anything is happening. Oh, yeah. Love it. Looks great. Let's see, make sure there's actual results. It looks like it's working. And yeah, this is looking good. So now we just kind of chill. So you're maybe take a bathroom break or go grab something to drink. Okay, I'm still here. We're chugging along. Look at that. Just hit the 50% mark. Not too bad.
What is that?
Okay, it looks like it's about 2/3 there. Normally I'd be doing some other things, but I mean, with the video sharing and this processing, my bandwidth is pretty low here. So I'm just going to write it out. I suppose we can think about what the next step is. So in theory, we'll have all these things downloaded. It's also, we can take a look again, look at one of them. Let's see here. So I guess the last thing we'd want to do is add in the percent views. So go ahead and cross-reference it with that total page views. And then just kind of combine all the data so that we don't have to kind of have a crosswalk. We can have it all in one CSV. That's about finished. All right, let's get started on the script. So what we want to do is loop through each. So we're going to do something pretty similar, except we don't have to hit any more APIs. So let's kind of copy this, a new file, and we'll call this join. But we'll work with it. Hey, look at that, it finished. Also no errors, which is pretty sweet. So in join people, we don't need the pageviews API anymore. There, let's see. So it's actually going to be people joined. Then we'll get rid of query. So this time, yeah, we'll still want to read this and then loop through each one. It doesn't need to be asynchronous this time because there'll be no asynchronous code. So we can just map over it, which is a less complicated code. You can actually say data.map join join data. Yeah, whatever. Function and data. And let's go ahead and actually we still need to do this because that's how we determine the file name. There's now input there. Actually, wait. See, we're going to be loading a couple pieces of data here. First, let's also kind of load in globally, since we're going to want it for each chart. Load in page views, page view data, which, if I remember correctly, I don't remember correctly. Oh, that's a lot of people. It was Wiki page views. Page views. Cool. So now we got page view data. And let's see. Not map over it yet. Let's just go ahead and actually like log out page view data so we can remember what it looks like. We do not need to do that. Right, so it's project access granularity timestamp. And timestamp, let's see, has, I think, extra zeros. Let's look at one of the people. Oh no, it adds the zeros on. We're good. So yeah, we basically are just gonna wanna loop through each person. So let's see, that's data is all the people. And we want to map over each person. And we want to grab their ID so we can load their file. We're still going to call it data because these are both scopes, so we don't have to worry about that. Pages slash and so then here will be individual people. So let's see. I think we're also going to, so this is their actually page view data. So maybe we need some better naming. Page wiki view. Yeah. And this is also, and we've got person. So we've got all the information here. Hold on, checking Slack. So we've got the person data, we've got the page view data, we've got the global data. I think we want to add everything to this one. So then, yeah, it's all one place. So I guess first let's look at the person data to see what we want to kind of copy over from that. So these are the properties. From person that we want. Let's say name, blank, and actually what does we have part. Okay, so we basically want all of that. And the other thing we want is to snag the total page views so we can create a percent. So let's do this. Let's map over person page view data. Map. Let's call it E. And what we want to do is return a new object. And this is just shorthand for new object. And it's going to deconstruct PPD. So it's going to return everything in here first, because we want to keep all of those things. Then we want to add in some things, right? We want to add in name. Hey, let's just deconstruct person too. Dope. Because I think they all have different, we have no duplicate naming conventions here. So we're good. We're not going to overwrite anything. Then you're going to look up the date in Wiki page views data. So basically, we're going to create the percent share, the percent traffic, right? Let's say percent. And this is going to be a calculation. So we need to, let's just make a function out of it. Get traffic. Which is going to just need, we'll pass it. It needs a couple things, really. So let's pass it PPD, the whole object might as well. And we'll also pass it, that's all it needs. That's all it needs, because the date's in there and everything. So we can say function, calculate traffic, expects this PPD thing, which is the single day person. We can actually go ahead and just deconstruct that, because the only things we want from that are the views and the timestamp. Views, timestamp. And it's pretty simply, we just need to find the matching thing in wiki page view data. So wiki data find d dot, and I think it's going to be timestamp as well. Yep. D dot timestamp is equal to timestamp. So it finds the match. And I could just keep going, but let's just like do a double check. If match turn views divided by match dot views, because again, I believe this also has views. Yep. So that will be our percent. And if it doesn't, it will just return null. And maybe we should actually like log match. I don't know why this would be the case, because everything should be there. It doesn't break. There you have it. Let's do the same. We might as well just, this might take a little bit to do a lookup each time. So let's just go ahead and log out the ID. You can see it updating. So yeah, and then there's going to be a lot of extra objects we want on there. So we could just, so actually let's say this output equals that. And then we want to write out the file. Oh, we never did make derp here. Did we? Oh, we did. All right, so we've got our output. I would say it's with percent or with other info. With all merged. Chorus. Create people joined. Make sure it exists. Actually, we don't need to do that every time. We just need to do it once. Actually go back and revert this one. Not that we're going to be running it. Actually, no, we are going to run it again, because tomorrow, sorry, in July 1st, we're going to want to redo it. So we've got this going here. Let's just log of data.length and join data. We don't need a map because we're just logging stuff out. All right, data for each. Cool. And then I think the other thing is there's a lot of unnecessary fields, so we can actually just kind of clean those up a little bit. Let's say each, we can just run a delete. That's probably the best thing. I usually like to map over to not mess with things, but so let's see. Let's first look at some parts and page view data. Things we don't care about. We know we don't care about that. Article. Oh, that's actually the same as the link, but we don't care about project. We don't care about granularity. We don't care about access. Let's do all those. Delete dot article. project, excuse me. Delete project, granularity. Agent, what else we got? Access agent. And then in this thing, we copied over all of them. We're going to keep all of them. All right, I think that's good. And that was a lot of things. So let's go ahead and run it. Much quicker because we're not making any network requests. I'm going to go ahead and preemptively cross this off. And really, our steps are going to be a little more intricate. Now we're going to need to combine all people into one fee, and then determine who to filter out, and then we can get more. All right, that's finished. See how that looks. Hopefully we have equal number of CSVs over here. And hopefully, ooh, that's not good. I don't know what the hell that is. Oh, that was already in there, huh? Future 1921 didn't die, so we'll have to go back and look at our all. Oh, right, people joined. Let's see at least if it worked. It definitely didn't delete stuff. Project. Oh, it's a forgot project. It project. Otherwise, it actually looked really good. Name, as views, the timestamp, link, year of birth, year of death, date of death, and a crazy tiny percentage. Makes sense. If we look at someone like, let's see, oh yeah, this one happened actually pretty recently. I know he was a large portion of traffic, so I thought it was a large portion of traffic. Oh yeah, there we go, 13%, or 1.3% of all traffic, which is pretty significant. And that makes sense. June 18th was the day he died, and you see the page views kind of skyrocketed right here. All right, so that'll do it for now. I guess we'll see you on the next episode.